a leader to trust and to help them succeed. Oh, let's ride some horses, that look in their eyes. So saddle me up and let's go for a ride.
Hey guys, welcome to Riding Horses. We're back out here today with Che, so this will be our third ride on this little roan filly. Yesterday I rode her out here in my arena, and I had my gray mare turn loose out here so I could kind of track that gray mare around. Today we've got our little miniature mule back here, Bronson, and I'm going to kind of play around with him, kind of track him around maybe like I'm trying to rope him. I probably won't get close enough to rope him if I'm swinging my rope, but it'll give this filly something to draw towards. I can use that mule again today like I did that gray mare yesterday just to get this filly moving out. And I did rig something different up on her head today. Yesterday I just rode her with my lead rope. Today I've got just a set of our solid roping reins here made out of our 9/16 yacht rope, and I've got it hooked. I've got the snap of my rein hooked to the ring of my halter through the ring of this bit. So basically I'm introducing this filly to this bit today. I'm not pulling on the bit, but when I lift that ring of the halter, since it's through the ring of that snaffle, it's going to lift that snaffle just a little bit in her mouth. Since I've got the rein on here and I've got a rein on both sides, I'll probably do a little bit more directing today, but I'm not going to try to be very specific about it. Again, I'm not that interested today, being a third ride, as far as how much steering I have. All the gates are closed, she can't get out. I'm just going to use this little mule back here to kind of give me something to focus on, give this filly something to focus on. And as I'm going, playing around with that mule, I'll steer some just to kind of help this filly get the idea of following a field, but I'm not going to be real drastic about it again today. I still think the forward motion is probably more important at this stage than anything else. I mean, you can get on these horses and ride them with nothing on their head and not need any steering if you've got them in the right frame of mind. We'll go ahead and climb on once on each side. Again, this is early enough in her training. I want to make sure she's good to get on and off of. Let her get stood up a little better right there. Okay, so not having my lead rope, I just dropped it on the ground there. I won't have it to use back here. So again, I'll just use my rope to kind of help get her going. But I really think she'll play around with this mule back here and kind of follow this mule some, where I won't have to get too carried away with what I'm doing here. She wants to lope off. I'm just gonna let her go. She's gonna come down here and check out the old mule. So she's really drawn to the mule already. I'm just kind of leaving her alone. I'm just sitting up here, kind of letting her do her thing. Get this mule out of this corner back here. She'll figure out how to not get so close to that little rascal, as bad as he wants to kick. But right now, she's got a lot of life. I'm just letting her flow around here. This little donkey really likes to kick. Again, this filly's pretty fresh. I didn't move her around much today before I crawled on. So she's pretty playful right now with this mule. So I'm just gonna let her lope around here for a little bit. She'll settle down here in a minute and not be so anxious to catch up to him. All right, she's loped around here being playful enough now that she's kind of getting the idea that if I keep playing this game too long, I'm just gonna wear myself out. This is what I was wanting to get to where she's not just charging at him, but I could ease her up to a lope if I wanted to. Right here, we'll smooch up to a lope. But as soon as I quit riding, as soon as I give her the chance to slow down, she comes right back to me now. So when I first got started, I first got up here and this filly wanted to take off. I could have really been pulling on my reins, trying to slow her down. I could have really been worried about how fast she was going. But I like to play passenger quite a bit, especially in the beginning. I don't want these horses thinking I'm not going to give them the freedom to move around. So we'll just kind of sit up here and work on our balance, give her a pretty good passenger lesson, and just wait for her to slow down. But you can see she's pretty glued to him. I mean, she's loped around here. Made some really nice lead changes a couple times on her own, just trying to keep up with this mule. Hey. Old mule kind of got pulled over there to the gate by the cat. Old Dale, the barn cat, was sitting over there trying to catch him a mouse in the grass, and it caught old Bronson's attention, so he had to drag us over there to that out gate. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just slide down and pick this left rein up a little bit. I mean, you can see right there just how little steering I've worked on up to this point. I'm just gonna tip her nose left and right here a couple times. This is the first time she's ever felt that pull like that through the ring of that bit, where it's lifting the snaffle, the mouthpiece of that bit a little bit in the corner of her mouth. I picked up on her some yesterday with my lead rope, just flipping it back and forth on her head. All right, we'll go back to old Bronson. So she's quiet now. She doesn't have a lot of extra life. She's listening to me pretty good. So I'll get this mule trotting a little bit. And again, I'll pick up on my reins and just kind of steer her. I'll steer her off of Bronson. Like right here, I'm just gonna pick up this rein here. I'm just gonna tip her nose to me here to the left. All the way around. We'll go right back to him. Get her up to the trot here. As she's coming across. Bronson's kind of coming to the right. So he's kind of helping me out a little bit. I'm just gonna reach through my rope here and pick up this right rein. Just gonna tip her nose around here to the right. Make me a circle, we'll go right back to him. Again, so I've clearly got this filly relaxed. She's not bothered by me. She's not bothered by my rope. She's not so full of energy now. Now I'm at a spot where she's really listening. Now I can really spend a little bit of time working on a few things, and then I'm just gonna quit her again for the day. We'll go ahead and get this mule, old Bronson, out of this corner one more time. We'll trot up here to him again. This time, as he's kind of drifting left off the fence just a little bit, go ahead and reach through my rope again. I'm gonna tip her nose here to the right. We'll get her to come all the way around. And we'll go back to him again. I'm gonna do that one more time to the left. That time when I know I'm a ways down here from the camera. I apologize again for how we're having to run our camera today. But when I went to pick that right rein up, she leaned on me and pulled on me so much, she pulled me right up out of the saddle. Here, I'll just slide down. I'm using my son's rein, so I'm gonna slide down to that bottom piece of tape. Tip her nose around here. We'll go right back to Bronson. All right, as we come off the fence one more time here to trot, I'm gonna slide down this right rein. Bronson's kind of drifting left. She's got to kind of turn right into my rope, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I want her to get where she's pretty quiet with that rope anyway, but that time when I picked up that rein, she was a lot softer. She didn't pull me plumb up out of my saddle. And again, that time as well, right there. So all I'm trying to do with this little mule here today, guys, third ride on this filly, instead of me coming out here having to do all this work, if it's just me and Che out here and I'm really having to liven up back here to get her to free up, I think I can take this time, this first week or two, using something like that as a draw where I don't have to be so busy back here. And I think sometimes it just gets them a little bit more interested in what we're doing these first few rides, this first week or two. Kind of gives them something to do, gives them something to focus on. And I think even to some degree, I can kind of teach this horse a little bit about working or some responsibility. Maybe if I'm just saying, let's try to just follow that mule, kind of gives her a job to do, so to speak. So again, I really couldn't ask this filly to be much better today. So I'm just gonna let her flow around this arena for a little bit longer. We're gonna call it a day on her. She did fantastic, and hope you guys are figuring out some creative ways to have some fun with your horses too. So thank you guys. She's really wanting to get back over there to Bronson. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Riding Horses. And we'll be back to show you more with Che and probably Bronson as we continue in this journey together. Thank you guys for tuning in. Awesome job, Mom.